Hi guys, welcome again to my channel. I'm Dennis and I'm here. I know you're first of all enjoying your Christmas, and I know as much as some of us couldn't afford this Christmas, all we have to say, um, have a blessed Christmas, like just how Mata Karua said. Today I'm here to discuss about something totally different, and this is just about our employment sector. The reasons why most of the companies are not really they don't have a long life is because of management, not necessarily about the taxes. And the way most of the employees, if you've been in the employment sector, you're going also to you're going to concur with what I'm going to say today, because we who have tested employment, we realize that employment has just turned into engine or vehicles just to benefit only the shareholders. But there's one individual, one person who is very important in any organization, who is an employee. Employee has been totally forgotten, and the way they're treated in the employment sector is as if they're being done a favor. And that's why, even if you sit down and try to project in terms of how most of the companies are going to survive, the future is oblique. Let me use that. Most of the companies that are now are there now, they're not going to be there in the next 2 3 years or next even 10 years. Let me just project, because of the management, not necessarily the taxes that the government is trying to impose on people. A company should first of all, if at all a sound company based on the principle of management, it should treat employees with regard, treat them with respect. But the way most of the employees are treated nowadays in an employment sector is as if you are just a slave. You only being done a favor, and because that's pegged on the fact that there are no more job opportunities. So these people are taking advantage. Some of the company are even employing. They don't want even to employ permanent staff because they want to cut down costs to declare more profit for their shareholders. And from my own point of view, as a business scholar, I'll tell you without fear or favor that some most of those companies that are run based on that, I don't think if they'll be there for a very long time, because in turns given a leeway to make mistakes. And if I told you, really, in a very competitive environment, I don't think if at all there's any room for mistakes. You rather employ the right people and pay them well for, so that whatever input, whatever they'll be offering also the company, it's also sustainable, not only for them but also for the company. If And sometimes I also even tend to ask myself, is this exactly what we went to school for? Or is it that most of the companies or the managers have just turned deaf ear, or they don't want even to implement what they learned in school? Because if I told you are a true leader should give environment to the younger ones to come up. A true leader should hold hands a junior employee and help them grow, achieve their goals. But nowadays, it's like when you employment is just like a scam, because you go there, first of all, you're not growing professional wise, you're also not growing financially. You're just there to survive and make money for the shareholders. How do you intend to grow such a company? Because long ago, or our fathers, and this has to do with the foreigners, the way the Europeans treat their employees totally different. And I think that's where we drew most of what we've learned in school. That if you want a company to grow, there are some things that you have to do as a manager. First, you should first of all recognize employees are very vital to any. They're the first assets. You treat them you treat them badly, they'll sabotage you at some point. And if an employee gets to a point where now they're only just there because of what you intend to pay them, but not the service, and there's no that love in between them and the company. They're just there to get whatever they get and move, because first of all, there's no promise of their personal growth in terms of career growth and also financial. They're only just there to do the company bidding, make money for the shareholders. Shareholders they enjoy, and if at all companies are more focused on that, I don't think if they'll see they are not they're not created on the aspect or the principle of what a going concern. We as accountants, I think we're exposed to that. Any startup company should also have a such in terms of like build on the principle of going concern, that they are going to be there even if the principles of the people who the soul the sole source of the idea of coming up such a company is not in existence. The company is supposed to be there in a foreseeable future, but now most of the companies just pegged on making profit, and that's it. They are not even more focused on the posterity, and that's why most of the companies are really going down. First of all, an employer will employ you not because they think you're really qualified. You are qualified, but now behind their back, they are valuing you as a liability to the organization. So the way they are going to treat you is not basically valuing you as an asset. So you're only just there. They feel like you're only just there to eat or to take from them, uh, oblivious of your contribution. And that's why most of the companies are really going down. You'll find the manager is employed today and is posted somewhere. All all he focuses on is that he wants to cut down on the management cost. So definitely, when a manager is posted somewhere, just anticipate that there are going to be massive layoff. Not even giving it time to even interact with employees to know exactly who are an asset to the organization and liabilities. He'll just go straight away, start laying off laying off employees, and ending up now laying off the important people or the important employees who played a bigger role in terms of when uh, making the company stay afloat for that period. So that's also one of the reasons why most of the companies really going down. And the other thing is that when based on the principle, this aspect of what this training has been totally overlooked. A manager will want just to either they will want to poach someone who is already established in whatever field, and it might be in different sector, but now they'll want to take them in to avoid the cost, so that they can benefit where they reap where they didn't plant. They want just to make profits. That's the main focus. Mark you, if I told they took somewhere for a training, you can be taken even outside the country. You're exposed to how things are done out there, because for a company to be able to survive and have that competitive edge, you're supposed to have been exposed to what we call you're supposed to be abreast with technology, and that technology, you cannot be exposed to the technology if at all you haven't tried out, haven't benchmarked as a company, like send someone out there either for further education to further his education at least to, and while there they also learn how things are done, how the world has or the business environment has really evolved, and learn one two of the things and bring that knowledge back home. Companies are not willing even to train their own employees. They want they want the moment someone leaves university, they want them come. When they come to the companies, they are all already custom made. They don't want to also play part in terms of trying to customize those people, so that and fine tune them to what the company needs. But now they only focus on picking on already established. Now they also end up now recycling the same older people who are not going to be there in the next 20 years. So that means after the 20 years, they have no replacement because they haven't trained anyone. So they want just to, like, they rather cut down on the cost, make profits, and and stay in business. But their focus or the projection is not about it's not pegged on the going concern aspect. That's another reasons why most of the company are going down. And when an employee is also employed somewhere, and the way they're treated, the way they're they're not appreciated, they'll just be there because they also want to pay bills now. But now they're also planning on the exit. I don't think if that's a best state of for a company to be. That's a precarious state for a company to be, having employees who really planning on the exit. So that means even the company is not in existence; it's only just there for a while. And some other thing is that there's no also surety of career growth and financial growth. You aren't just there just to pay bills. There's no growth. There's no anything. Just there. So these issues of most of the companies claiming that the government imposing all those taxes is the reasons why most of the companies are closing down. Now, that's not true. That's not true. I wouldn't concur with that because that's just based on that. They're trying just to find a scapegoat, but because of their own failures as a managers, we no longer have managers. I don't know because what I was taken to as a when I was training as a what I was training as an accountant because BCom is you'll be exposed to more of management principles and all that stuff, but I don't see most of them being implemented. I don't know if at all we went in a different school, business school, or people are just trying to like focus, overlook all that and focus more on what on making profits for the shareholders. You know, being a leader, being a leader comes with different qualities. First of all, you should be able to negotiate. You can negotiate, assuming now the company has made either made a certain profit this year. You don't have to declare all that. You don't have to declare dividends at the end of it because you've made profits. You can talk to the employer. You talk to shareholders and reinvest. Try to also invest in the employees. Training employees makes them have that competitive edge. You can go into agreement like if you have to train someone, they have to bring that skill back. And that's the biggest mistake most of the companies are making. You cannot be employed somewhere, you cannot come somewhere as a manager, and the first thing you're thinking of is cutting down cost because the shareholders are really on your case trying to push you to declare profits or to make profit in the short run. The company should be more focused on the long run. The profit will come if at all the company is doing the right thing. But nowadays, most of the companies are not doing the right thing, and that's why most of them are closing down because you declare profit, forgetting that there's a future that you have to repump or reinvest in the money you've generated for company to expand to grow. But now that the shareholders are not only just waiting for what the dividends, and then and the management is wants to make what the shareholders are happy. That's exactly what they are going to do. And aside from that, they also use that as an avenue also to try to like because the management now you're employed somewhere, you go in and then you realize that there's a very huge gap in between the employees and the management. You can find managers are driving big cars, but employees cannot even afford a fees. That huge gap in between what the management. That only tells you that either the employees are being underpaid and the management is overpaying, and that will have a toll at some point. It will have a toll on the company at some point because all these employees at some point they're also going to realize and they're going to fight. When they fight, that's when you are going to have many cases against the company. That that's not good for any company. So in short and summary, this is exactly what I needed just to share with you guys. Not just all about the taxes. Taxes is not the only thing that is making most most companies now claiming that they cannot survive in a very unconducive environment because of taxes. It's because of mismanagement. It's because of how most of the companies are being run. It's just they've been cartelled just to be engines or vehicles just to generate wealth for the shareholder, forgetting about the well-being of an employee, the interests of employee who are very vital to any organization. And that, if at all we're not going to sit down and try to talk about that, I'm very sure we still going to have many companies going down. Taskis and all that stuff we used to have, KCC, most of the companies have gone down because of mismanagement. Because managers, most of the CEO, the shareholders, they want just to be seen around with big cars, but they're not qualified to hold those positions. You so unless we are going to unless we change the way we are doing things and try to impress more of what the business school teaches or run companies based on the principle of management. And that's the only way we can be able to survive. And that's the only way we can also focus much on the posterity instead of just focusing now, the benefiting today at the expense of tomorrow. So these all I wanted just to share with you guys. And as I conclude, kindly just share my channel, and I will also urge you guys to subscribe to get more content of this nature, and let's work together and build our nation.